Need help? Come here. Come here. Let me help you. Come here. Okay. I don't know what to do with you. Do what you gonna do, John. Okay, me and this hair is not doing what I wanted to do today. So I'm gonna have to take it down or something. Really? Man, I just put my book where I had took my notes. Hey, Shamar. I got it. I got a gizmo. What you doing today, Shamar? Looks like you the only one here so far. Man, it's getting cold. I just came back in the house from taking Gizmo out. Let me see what is the temperature? Cause I swear to God, it feel like it's freezing. Dang, I cannot believe that it is 66 degrees, and it feels like the Arctic outside. It is freezing, and they talking about it's supposed to rain tonight or tomorrow or something. It's too cold to rain. It don't usually rain when it's this cold, but it is snowing. Not snowing, but slightly snowing up in Reno, in like the Sierra. And once they start to get snow, it will usually start to get chilly here. So yeah, it's cold. Yeah, like when you see me with long sleeves on, it's cold. And then, okay, and I know that this is my fault. My husband is waiting for me to basically move my plants around before we light the pilot light on the heater. We haven't even lit our pilot light yet for the heater. So, I mean, this is how it is all year. But I think last year we actually lit the pilot light before then because it was funny. I actually said something about it on Facebook, and it came up. So I think last year we had already. So it must have been a little bit chillier last year. So this weekend, well, as a matter of fact, when I get off of here, I'm going to have to move some of my plants around. Um, I'm trying to figure out. Like, I know I had this plant stand last year. Like, what did I do last year? They survived. I don't remember doing anything. I just think I moved some of them over. I think. I don't know. I don't even remember. Man, I should have took a picture of what I did last year so that I could have duplicated it this year and not been tripping. But what I'm going to do is I'm gonna have my husband light the pilot and just see how things work out. And I don't remember moving plants. I really don't. I just remember watering them more, I think. I don't know, but we'll see. Hey everybody. Hey beautiful magic. Hey Monique. You know I'll be glad when I see at least one of my moderators. Hey Miss Missy. Miss Missy is new to the channel. Everybody welcome Miss Missy. She is a visitor. Do her like we used to do the people When you went to somebody's church for the first time and the visitor got the welcome and all of that stuff, do Miss Missy like that? Cause she is new. Welcome to the channel, Miss Missy. We hope that you come back. Hey, Bumble the Bee. What are your thoughts on Kappa? I don't care. I really don't. Because that's one of those situations where we cannot change this. This is something that is much bigger than we are. And you just have to deal with it. You can't stress about something that you can't change. And this is one of those situations that we can't change. So we just gonna have to roll with it and see what happens. I mean, if this is the end of YouTube, then it's the end of YouTube. It's not like I'm gonna miss anything because I ain't getting nothing from it anyway. I mean, nothing that I can like brag about. I'm not one of those YouTubers that went out and bought a house and a Tesla. And them the people that's tripping. Not little YouTubers like me. I ain't even had a chance to buy me let's see, what is something real cheap? Like I couldn't even rent an Airbnb with the money that I didn't got from YouTube. So I don't care. If they tell me tomorrow you can't do YouTube no more, I'd be like, all right then, I'll go back to crocheting. I'm not gonna be worried about something that I don't own. I don't own YouTube. Oh, for the person that said what is COPPA or COPA is the new laws that have come down from the FTC or CBA or FBI or CMC or whoever regulates uh, regulations that is saying that certain content can't be directed towards children, and a lot of channels are now being demonetized. They losing money. They're losing their ability to have comments. Like their comments are gonna be cut off. It's the new YouTube apocalypse, and people are literally having heart attacks. But to me, it's people that are making money are upset because they ain't gonna be making that money no more. I ain't getting nothing, so I don't care. If they tell me to say that my videos ain't for kids, I'm just gonna say that my videos ain't for kids, and we gonna move on. I ain't worried about it. I didn't run out and buy me a Tesla. I couldn't because that I ain't getting no money. So that's how I feel. I don't care one way or the other. I don't trip off of stuff that I can't do anything about. So that's that child, honey. Copper or Copa or whoever it is coming for the rich folks. Not people like me that, didn't really, don't really have it like that to begin with. But let's talk about T.I. had his interview today. Yeah, like gaming channels, toy channels, some crafting channels, all of those channels, yeah, they coming for their necks. But see, I don't do that. I be telling kids straight up, why are you here? Do your mama know what you watching? This ain't no kids channel. So it ain't gonna bother me. Um, so T.I. did an interview today, this morning or whenever, with Will Smith's wife, Jada Smith, on Red Table Talks to try to explain that whole Hyman gate. The whole Hyman debacle that he did when he went on somebody's podcast and was saying all of this stuff about his daughter. So Will Smith, let me stop calling her Will Smith's wife because that invalidates who she is as a person. Jada Smith really asked him some very valid questions. And I'm pretty sure they had, went over the questions ahead of time. And because, that's how journalism and stuff like that is done. You tell me what you're going to ask me so I can at least kind of formulate, how I want to present myself. Because at this point, he's doing damage control. That's why he did not say anything the whole entire time. After he saw that situation go to the left, he remained very quiet. I'm pretty sure his PR team told him don't say nothing until you get the right interview where you can control the narrative. That's why he said that he declined a lot of other interviews because of course they was going to spin their narrative and make him look like the idiot that he is. But anyway, he started off the interview saying that he basically embellished the story. That, he did want to point out that he never went in the room with her. And I never got that. I never got that he was saying he went in the room with her. I understood that, after the doctor did the examination, he would go and get the results. I never, some people was flying off the handle. Oh, he in the room with the doctor and, all that kind of stuff. I didn't get that. That I did understand that's not where he was going with the whole situation. But he said basically that he kind of, embellished um, that the daughter is 18 years old. And he said that, he hasn't been to the doctor with her since she was 15 or 16 years old, and that her mother, her biological mother, was the one who was taking her to these appointments to begin with, and he was just going with the mother as a concerned father. Now, I can see that. I can see a mother and a father taking their child to the doctor. Me and, my first husband, there have been times when, he has taken off work and went to the doctor with me and the boys or whatever. I can understand that. My thing is, he never should have even brought that type of conversation up, whether he was trying to be funny or entertaining or whatever, because it really made him look bad. It made him look. He didn't think it was going to go in the direction that it went in, and when it did go in that direction, he was, you know, just kind of like surprised that it did. So he kind of talked about the daughter, but I think Jada wanted to make sure that he kept the conversation on himself. But he did say that his daughter was really embarrassed and that she was really hurt. And you could tell she was because she unfollowed him on Instagram and Twitter. It was just like, okay, you didn't really make this girl, you didn't hurt her feelings. Like, you're her dad. You are the main person that's not supposed to hurt her. So he said she was embarrassed and she was hurt and all that kind of stuff. And he kind of said he didn't understand at first why she was upset. His wife had to kind of explain to him where he had messed up at. Because he said in his statement, so basically what are fathers for? So we're just sperm donors, and we take care of these kids financially, but we can't do anything. And I'm like, are you really that misogynistic? Like seriously, you are seriously that misogynistic where you don't see what you did was extremely toxic, especially for a father. I don't even understand why that even had to be explained to him. I really don't. I don't understand why, as a man, he didn't understand what he did was wrong. So he kind of asked what was the role of the father basically in 2019. What is the role of the father? And I'm like, you know what? I couldn't deal with him. I just couldn't. I couldn't deal with him at all. So, um, Jada asked him the question that I really wanted to know too. So, if you had found out that your daughter was having sex, what would have happened then? What was it? What was gonna happen? Like, how was things gonna change if you found out she was having sex? And he was like, oh, well, our conversation would have been different. We would have had to start talking about birth control and, a lot of other I'm like, nah, bruh. Mm-mm. And it was really interesting. He said that he wanted to instill greatness in all of his kids, but it was basically okay for his son, who is even younger than this young lady, to have sex, but not okay for her to have sex. So Jada talked about that too. If you want to instill greatness in your kids, then you have to instill it in both of them, not just the girl. Because if you're just going to instill it in your daughters, then that makes you kind of seem controlling. And that's not something that you want to be for your daughter. You don't want to be a, controlling man. You don't want to show your daughter that, men own you and control you and control your body and control when and how you can have sex and all of that kind of stuff, because that leads to a very unhealthy sex life. Like, I can understand he was saying stuff like, of course, he wants his daughter to understand that 18-year-old boys do 18-year-old boy things. 18-year-old boys are not looking to get married. You know what I mean? They're not looking to settle down. Like, you're not going to be some 18-year-old boy's wife. And I can understand, him wanting to tell her to be careful with your heart, because these young boys are not going to treat you probably like you treat them. And, women are more emotional than men. It's, it's just a fact. We are more emotional. We are more caring. We are more loving. And he just was basically like, he didn't want to see his daughter get her heart broken. And that I understand. I really do. Like, you don't want to see your child get hurt. And it is a big difference between girls getting pregnant and your daughter getting pregnant and your son getting somebody's daughter pregnant, because you got to deal with your daughter all 24/7. She's going to be in the home. She's got to go through all of these body changes that you are going to be seeing because she lives with you. If your son gets somebody else's daughter pregnant, they have to deal with that. You're not going to have to deal with that young lady 24/7. So, in that, yes, it is a huge difference. But it still does not give a man the right to feel like he is in control of his daughter's body. That's the part that I didn't like. And that's the part that he thought was funny, or he thought was, you obviously thought it was funny because you brought it up at this gosh, it's not even cold. As cold as it is, you can't get cold. He thought it was funny because he brought it up at the thing, at the podcast. So he obviously thought it was funny. But I'm glad that Jada Pinky got him good and together. And I guess him and his wife are going to do a part two. And they're going to be talking about their relationship, which is going to be interesting because they have all, it's always been in the tabloids that T.I. is a womanizer and he's cheated on his wife and everything. And I'm like, oh, so you don't want what you do to other women to happen to your daughter, which is interesting. But if you want to see it, it is on Facebook and it is free to watch. Watch that episode, and then I'm not really sure when the maybe next week. I'm not really sure how often the Table Talk, Red Table Talk episodes come out. Hey, Phoenix, but it should be interesting to see him, CTI, and his wife talk. Because the funny thing was, I look at people's, facial expressions, their demeanor, their, posture, and everything. And while he was talking, she was rolling her eyes and looking at him like, you lying. Stop lying to these people. It was just the look on her face. Like, I know that she was there with him to present this united front, like, the husband and wife are on the same page. But I could tell from her demeanor, they not on the same page. They just didn't even look right. It just didn't even look right to me. And I'm normally right when it comes to stuff like that. It just didn't look right. But hey, if they like it, I love it. Who is Lewis? Who is Lewis? I'm nosy. What was the no, just Lewis needs to be banned. Where's Lewis at? Cuz I can't see Lewis. Lewis must already be blocked by me. I don't see him. Yeah, I can't see him. I don't see him. Is Monique still here? Tell Monique to block him. Cause I can't see him. It must be somebody that I didn't already blocked. Cause I can't see him. Monique says she don't see him either. I wonder how you see him, Phoenix. Yeah, I don't see him. What was the last one we did, y'all? Or y'all? I think so. Was the last one? Oh, I probably can go to the thing and find out. Why did I do that? Oh, okay. Let's see if I can do a find. What else is in here? We did Shango, huh? Oh, let's do a Legua. We didn't do a Legua, huh? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure we didn't. Okay. El Legua. Gosh, I don't have an Legua candle. I probably do. It's probably upstairs. It's probably outside. It's probably at the front door. So his saint is the Holy Infant of Atocha, and he's always seen on the candle as like a little boy. I wish I had a candle, but I don't feel like getting that. Gosh, it says there are at least 21 saints with which Allegra has been identified. But if you look, the majority of the candles all have him as that little boy. I've seen that on all of the. Don't let that distract you. Okay. Don't let that distract you, Phoenix. Just ignore them because I can't see them. They probably mad because I can't see them. So his feast day is June 13th. It says, let's see, the Holy Infant of uh, Techoa, Atocha. The story behind this saint is as follows. In the city of Atocha in Spain, many Christians had been imprisoned during the last years of the Moorish occupation. The only people who could enter the prison were children. One day, a small child appeared at one of the prisons with a large basket of was still overflowing with bread, and the pail was still full of water. The child disappeared. The story of this seeming miracle spread like wildfire throughout Spain, giving birth to the belief that the Christ child has taken compassion on the prisoners and had come down to earth to alleviate their suffering. This was how the belief in the holy infant of Atocha was born. Again, there is bread and the consolation of the poor in this story, as in that of Saint Anthony, who is also linked to Allegra. The link with Allegra is traced to the fact that the Orisha is very fond of children and often manifests as one. He is also concerned with providing for human need. And of course, that story is very similar to how Jesus fed the multitude with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. And after he got finished, he started out with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. And after he got finished feeding the multitude, there were baskets and baskets and baskets of scraps left over. So this story is extremely similar to um, that one of Jesus. So it says the lonely spirit. This is a representation of the souls who are in purgatory. The lonely spirit is one of the desperate souls who are being purified in the eternal flames, waiting for the moment when they will be released from their suffering and join the souls of the elect in heaven. This spirit is used in magical works as it will a seed to work with humans in order to get their help in shortening its time in purgatory. This is allegedly possible through the giving of candles and prayer to the lonely spirit in exchange for its help in human affairs. The link with Alegua is traced to the Orisha's penchant to work on his own and his acceptance of offerings in exchange for help. Alegua is quite capable of doing things which are mischievous, and if one and in one of his aspects is affiliated with the spirits of the dead and the cemetery. Everybody says that Alegua, because sometimes he, will come as a child. Now, he does not represent as a child in everybody that is a child of Alegua. But with some people, he does. Some people, he shows up as a fierce warrior, which is, his regular self. But sometimes he, shows up in the aspect of a child. So they say that Alegua is a trickster. Like he will play tricks on you. And when he's playing tricks on you, that's because he's a child. He, is in his childish aspects when he is doing these little, trickery things. So people that usually have offerings for a legwad, they give him candy and toys and all kind of stuff that like little kids will play with because he likes those type of things. He likes candy. He likes toys because one of the ways that he presents is that of a child. So when you have an offering or an altar or whatever set up for a legua, you will always give him toys and candy and stuff that you would give to a child. So it says that Legua as a cosmic force. He is the opener of doors, the messenger of the gods. He is a great diviner who does not need an oracle to see the future. So he don't have to, you know, throw the shells or whatever the babalao uses. I can never remember what that thing is, the chain. He don't have to use none of that. He don't have to use no coconuts or nothing to divine the future because he can just see it. It's just given to him. That's his gift. He owns the keys to all doors and to evil as well as good. He seems to take pleasure in creating compromising situations and trouble between human beings. He can be equally cruel and generous. He is the unexpected, treacherous, and dangerous and capricious like fate itself. He is the great justice wielder, and though he may seem at times a master of deceit and the bringer of misfortune, his actions are always justified because he alone knows the true meaning of justice and sees things which are hidden from humanity as well as from other orishas. In other words, a legua can be equally identified with both fate and justice. It is said of this orisha that he is the lowest and the highest, a prince and a pauper, who is equally at ease in a palace and a garbage dump where he often feasts. With Oya, he rules over the four winds. He is the great helper and a master magician. His spells and ambulance are all powerful and impossible to destroy. You want a Legua. You want him on your team. Most people that are going through very trying times in their life, very hard times, that is normally when it comes up in your reading that you need your warriors, which is Alegua, Ogun, and Ochosi. You need them because you need them to go before you and tie up stuff so you can keep going. And I was supposed to have my warriors a long time ago, but no, y'all know Y'all know the story. I done told y'all before. But I keep an Elegua outside my house and one on the inside. So usually when you go to a ceremony, Elegua is honored when it first starts, and it is Elegua who is honored first to close down a party. You gonna honor Elegua. When I had my reading, Elegua came forward, him and Oshun. You want Elegua on your team. I've always, and I've never, a lot of people say, oh, Legua is a trickster and he's done this to me and he's done, I've never had any problems with a Legua, tricking me or that kind of stuff has never happened to me. Like I've never had Orishas come to me and scare me or trick me or do something negative to me. Like that's why I get so irritated when people say that kind of stuff because you're planting that seed of fear in other people that we already have planted in us. Like the seed of fear is already planted in us. We already scared of voodoo and hoodoo and all of these black religions. So I just try to make sure to tell people no, you don't have to worry about the Orishas coming for you and doing stuff to you and hurting you and mistreating you and misusing you. If you respect them, then they're going to in turn respect you. This is not one of them situations where you didn't seen a movie on TV and the Orishas is gonna jump in one of your baby dolls and cut your throat at night. It's not like that, and I want y'all to stop thinking like that. Stop thinking that the spirits are all out here to hurt you. Now, if you doing some things that deserve you deserve to be hurt, you deserve to be put in a, you deserve to be punished, then yeah, you will. The spirits is gonna get with you, but you deserve it. You asking for it. You out here you disrespecting the dead and going to the cemetery acting a fool. Because I saw a little boy. Somebody had posted. He wasn't a little boy. He was a teenager. Somebody had posted a video on YouTube or not on YouTube, on Facebook or what. It was floating all over the world, probably, child. But he in the cemetery jumping on people's headstones, laughing. Ah, you dead, you dead. I said, keep playing. You gonna fall on one of them headstones and you gonna be dead. I don't put myself in a position where the Orishas would have to do anything to me. I'm not doing that. So I'm not worried. You're supposed to put him at your front door, on the inside of your front door. But I was having some problems. Somebody was stealing my plants, child, and so uh I wanted to scare my neighbors at the time. So I had put him I had put him outside and he liked it. So I left him out there. And then when I do my little stuff, I do that outside. So when I'm really doing some, when I'm getting down for the get down, I like to get down with the get down outside. I don't want to do certain things in the house, and so I have my leg outside. But I do have one in the house also. Yeah, some things I like to do it outside. You know. Oh, it's what I might have to ask my husband. Y'all, my nose is still tripping, okay? I still got whatever that is I had. I'm gonna have to ask my husband what is the name of this video. I think it's called Zeitgeist, and it's on YouTube. And it's like a series of videos to tell you how Christianity started, when it started, what religions Christianity took from, all you can Google religions that Christianity stole from, and it will show you all of that stuff on Google, because Christianity is one of the newer religions. You know, it was established after a lot of the other religions had already been established. So yeah, they took, you know, a little bit from here, a little bit from there, a little bit from there, and you know the Romans and Catholics and all them came together and made their own thing. So yeah, it's a whole lot of stuff that Christianity is similar to, but um you just got to read. Okay, let's do the rest of this because look like Allegra's is kind of long, y'all. I ain't gonna read all of this. So it says in Santeria, Allegua is envisioned as a young, light skinned mulatto. Here we go with this mulatto again. Y'all know I hate that word. Of pleasant countenance, slim and agile. He is dressed in breeches and a cassock in red and black. He wears a straw hat and a large knapsack by the side, filled with candies and all sorts of tricks. He carries a whistle around his neck and many bells and other noise makers. On one hand, he carries a forked branch he uses to ensnare the unwary. The branch is painted in red and black and is most commonly represented as a seamed head with the eyes and mouth formed with cowrie shells. Eyes and mouth formed with cowrie shells. But in some of his aspects or paths, he may be prepared inside a large seashell, a porous sea stone, or a coconut. And all of mine are in a coconut. Um, and you can see there is a lot of Alleguas on sale online on Amazon and a lot of other places. But you know, a lot of people say don't purchase those because you don't know what is on the inside of them. You know, you don't know what they're made of, and they could just be nothing. It could just be a cement ball with the cowrie shells for the eyes. It could be nothing on the inside. Like if your godmother or a babalao or whoever makes it for you and blesses it, they know what to put on the inside. Is normally that a legua. Normally, an animal is sacrificed and his blood is shed on that alegua before it is given to you. It is made specifically for you. That's why, these things that they sell on the internet, leave them there. You know what I mean? If you don't have no godparents or whatever, you don't need that. It ain't for you. Don't just be buying stuff on the internet just because you think it's interesting. This author had to because he made Oshun a mulatto and he made Alegua a mulatto. In most of the pictures that I've seen of Alegua, he has been dark skinned. But it could just be, the pictures that they posted of Alegua. That's why I don't get caught up in that. Like I don't care about their skin color. That don't matter to me. You know what I mean? I don't care about that kind of stuff. I care about what they can do. You know what I mean? I care about their powers and their attributes and that kind of stuff, not what they look like. I don't care. about any of that. And I hope that you know, other people don't get caught up in, oh, well, Oshun is supposed to be light skinned. If you dark skinned, you can't be a child of Oshun because she ain't got no. And I have heard that too. I have heard people say stuff like, Oshun don't have no dark skinned kids, or Oshun don't have no ugly kids. All Oshun kids are cute. She don't have no ugly kids. That stuff irks my soul. Okay? It irks me. All Oshun girls got long hair and they light skin. All Oshun kids is mixed. Oh my God. Shut up. Shamar said, I'm going to go start my own religion. You can. Do just like Kanye. Kanye starting him a cult, so you might as well join on in and do you one just like him. Kanye about to have all them people crazy. Okay, so these are the things that if you are a child of a Legua, you would normally have a whistle. I told y'all that, huh? The 21 cowrie shells, a small black stone, an elongated seashell. Okay, so it says Eleguas de Lagoon is the one most currently used by Santerra in the Oriate to consult with the client. So people that are like a priest of Oshun still has to use like cowrie shells and all that kind of stuff because they ain't getting all of Oshun Elegua Elegua's powers. So his colors are red and black. The day of the week is Monday and the third of each month. That is in this book. You will see that these days change depending on if it's Ephi, if it's Santeria. It's the days of the week for the Orishas change depending on the way that it's practiced. So it says for offerings, toys, keys, a straw hat, mouse traps, guns, and rifles, and they can be plastic, coconuts, candy, toasted corn, whistles, fork branches, rum, cigars, and candles. So that is what you would put on your altar for or give to Elegua as an offering. And so his Aleke is alternating red and black beads. I don't have my Alekes down here. So, as a human archetype, Elegua is identified as someone with mischievous tendencies, good humored and kind, a prankster, fond of playing jokes. He is said to be the master of lies and an arbiter of truth, the father of traps and snares. His children are intelligent, but sometimes unscrupulous and giving to intrigue. I would really think that my husband is a child of Elegua because he is extremely funny, he's extremely intelligent. He liked to play tricks on people. Um, I really think he's a child of Elegua, but he has never had a reading and is not interested in receiving a reading. So it says in Santeria, Elegua, or Eshu, whichever one you want to call him, is said to have 101 paths. So there are 101 different manifestations of Elegua. But of these 101, there are 21 that are best known. And so it does go into the different names of Elegua, but we ain't gonna go into that because I don't believe that all of that is important. But yeah, Elegua is very interesting, and I am super happy that Elegua is my dad. That Elegua um, came forward and um, claimed me as his child. I mean, I would have been happy with any Orisha because at that time, I really can't say that I had a preference as to um, who claimed me. I just wanted somebody to claim me, you know, because that was one thing too. Um, Before I had my reading, my friend had said, "Well, you won't know if this is the right religion for you until you have a reading because the Orisha has to claim you, and they don't claim everybody. This may not even be for you." And I was like, what if I get there and they don't claim me? What if nobody did, so yeah, that was like freaking me out too. I was like, oh my God, I'm black. What if they don't claim me? Does that mean that I'm not black? Or, you be having all of these weird thoughts in your mind. So really, I just wanted to be claimed. I didn't even care who claimed me. Like me and my friend, she was gonna have her reading after me, and she had did like a little bit more research on, the Orishas, and she really wanted to be claimed by Yemaya. She wanted to be Yemaya so bad, and she wasn't. That was one reason too why I didn't want to pick an Orisha because I didn't want to be let down. You know what I mean? So I didn't get gung ho set on one particular Orisha because I didn't want to be let down if it didn't work. Plus, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, like, what if nobody picks me? So I just didn't like pick anybody. I just didn't want to go through that and be like, oh my God, no one wants me. But yeah, somebody did want me. Yeah, because these these um these religions have that colorism and racism because when all of this stuff was invented, it was so long ago when all of that colorism and racism and all the isms were um still prevalent. They were still doing that. So yeah, that's probably why. I mean, that is why. Not probably. That is why. I mean, we're just getting to a point where, you know, you you can't fat shame people. Racism, and of course, it's still gonna be some more doing this stuff like bullying and fat shaming and being disrespectful to women and all of that kind of stuff is really prevalent now. So yeah, back in the day, it wasn't. Hey, Phyllis. So, did you already know you wanted to follow Lukumi? Did the reading solidify your interest, or were you sure beforehand? Um, I was interested beforehand because if I hadn't been interested, I wouldn't have gotten a reading. So I was extremely interested. Yeah. So after the reading was so positive, then then yeah, it kind of course, pushed me into it even more. But yeah, I was extremely interested before the reading. So it just um, helped out a lot. So that's it, y'all. Phyllis, you late. My show just came on. Y'all know I like that show, 911. So I'm going to go and watch that because I'm distracted now. I'm glad we got through everything. I'm distracted now, child. I'm about to go and watch my show and fix me something to eat because I haven't even eaten yet. I'm gonna fix me something to eat. This Tang. Tell me y'all didn't used to drink Tang back in the day. My husband bought some. Phyllis say I came on CPT time. You sure did, girl. You sure did. I should have came a little bit earlier, but I was upstairs, so I I didn't want to do it up there. So I said, I'll wait till I go downstairs and fix me something to eat. Yeah, I mean, I've done a little bit of everything. I mean, I've dibbled and dabbled a little bit in voodoo, but that wasn't really my thing. I used to love Tang when I was little. It tastes different, it seemed like now. Everything tastes different now than it used to when we was young. It kind of don't taste the same, but it's all right. But every now and then I want to get a little bit. I will. My husband will get one, so he got one, and I was drinking. I'm really trying not to drink any sodas, so um, I like something with some flavor. Like I do like water, but I do like to drink, flavored drinks, and I can't drink those Crystal Light in those type of drinks because I don't know if it's the sweetener, the artificial sweetener, or whatever, but whatever it is messes with my acid reflux. It don't like my stomach. So I can't drink those. I wish I could. I mean, I really used to like those, but I noticed every time I would drink them, I would have really bad acid reflux. So I stopped messing with those. So we'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna keep going in that book until we get to the end, and then we will move on to something else. I'll figure something else out. I'm trying to keep these videos under an hour, and we have 58 minutes now, which is good. That's a good little time. Under an hour is good. Yeah, I do the fresh fruit sometimes. I do that, and I juice too. So I mean, I can drink that and it's no problem. It's just the fact that sometimes I just don't feel like dealing with the juicer. So I don't know, cause I don't really like the fresh fruit in water. I don't like that, cause to me the fruit gets kind of mush. I don't know. I don't really like that. I would rather just go ahead and juice, but I just hate sometimes dealing with the actual juicer, or I will do it in the Ninja, and that way it's only one piece to clean. But with the juicer, it's like one, two, three, four, five pieces that you gotta clean. I ain't trying to do all that. That's too much work just with some juice. Okay, y'all. I will see y'all later. I will see you tomorrow. Not later. I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you. I appreciate you. And we will talk tomorrow. Okay, bye.